Cool, thanks. This is for, I guess, Sandy. What did you feel was the biggest difference, midway through the second, I think there was a timeout, or they were up 12, and then for pretty much the next two and a half quarters, Phoenix really didn't score the ball. So defensively, what, in your eyes, changed?
We brought some urgency. We competed a little bit harder. We're more at the point, we're switching. I think we just started to switch because the person coming off, they just wanted to pass it back to the short roll, so via switch. And we just got a little bit more focus and discipline how we wanted to play, and that really got us energized and we could get out. And these two here obviously really led the attack on offense.
Sabrina, to follow up on that, about you guys leading the attack on offense, midway through the third quarter, you guys had only scored 3 points, and you take that timeout, and then you come out and you score 6 of the next 9, including assisting on a lay of 3. What was your mentality in that timeout when you guys just didn't have much going early third quarter?
Yeah, I mean, I think we came out a little sloppy, and that was kind of the moment where we got into that timeout, and we're like, all right, we can't do this. Like, we can't play that game. And I obviously had turned the ball over a little bit and just rush some shots. And so I think it was kind of a regroup moment to be able to come back and know we got to take care of the ball. We got to get good shots because we were getting really good looks. We just weren't really executing. And obviously, I think once we got going, we saw a few go in. The momentum went in our way. We were getting stops on the defensive end. It just kind of opened everything up offensively for us.
Sabrina, Leo leads the league in efficiency as a scorer. She also is one of your guys' best defenders. Today, she gave credit to you and Brianna being reasons why she's able to get so many good looks. But I guess I'm just curious, do you think that she's one of the more underrated role players in this league?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I'd call her like a role player because for us, she's a huge player, not even really a role player. She's a key piece to why this works for us. I think everyone was able to see that when she was out because of how effective she is when she's on the floor offensively and defensively. But she's just so smart. She plays the right way. She takes the right shots. Obviously, she's willing to do whatever it takes on the defensive end to guard the best players and to do the dirty work, and never complains. And for us, she's like an A-plus teammate to have on our side. And it's amazing to see how the entire league has kind of just given her the recognition that she deserves because, she came in as maybe people didn't even know who she was and a little bit underrated. And now she better be on everyone's scouting report.
JJ, I'm curious for you. Did you feel like the team was sped up to start the game? And if so, how did you feel like you all were able to sort of settle down and then exploit the Mercury's defense?
I wouldn't necessarily say we were sped up. I think we took some quick shots, and I don't think it was anything that Dave did to speed us up. I think we just, took some poor shots and made some bad decisions early on instead of just getting into the flow of the game. I think we just settled into it, allowed the ball to move from side to side and let it find energy, and we were able to settle into the game.
And Sabrina, for you, the team started out shooting, I think it was 26% from the field, but then by the end it ballooned to 42. I guess just when the shots weren't falling, especially you all started the game down, what was it, like 10-0? How would you say the team found its way offensively, even when the shots weren't going?
I mean, we trust in each other to make those shots, and obviously, I think you're going to have to take them, especially as, we have so many great shooters around us, and sometimes they go in, sometimes they don't. But I think our ability to be able to understand, all right, the ball's not going in right now from the three-point line, let's find a different way. And for us, that was we got to the free throw line and we got paint touches. JJ was huge, a huge part of that. We had some back cuts and layups. Transition offense was really good for us. And then when you're flowing like that, you get to kind of get those open looks, and the law of averages, it always kind of evens out. And so for us, it's kind of trusting in our shot, but then knowing when there's a different way that we can execute to get easier looks to then be able to hit those shots when we need them.
JJ, I feel like it can be kind of a cliche when people call like a regular season game a playoff like game. But this one, Nate said pregame that this was like a measuring stick game for them. And then for you guys, obviously there was like playoff tiebreaker implications for you guys winning. Did you feel like this was a game that, especially in that second half, where it kind of took on a new level of importance getting the job done?
I mean, we understood how important it was. Like they've beaten us 2 games in the past now, and I think we have 1 more game now left for them with 2 before the game. So we understood that if it came down to it, like it would be a tie break, and so we wanted to come in and focus. And also, we kind of felt like they got the better side of us when we played them the last time, and we weren't at full strength, and so we kind of wanted to come out and kind of set the tone and just introduce them to us at full strength. So it was an important game for us. It was definitely a physical game, and both teams really wanted to win, but I wouldn't really call it like a playoff vibe yet.
Hi everybody, this one's for Sandy. Even when you guys were down 12 early, it felt like there wasn't much sort of panic with the group, and the process felt kind of sound. Just in the early stages, how do you think the group sort of was able to sort of hang in and then sort of expand on their process throughout the game?
Yeah, no, I 100%. I think we knew we weren't playing so well. We were throwing obviously different players in there, but there was no panic at all. It's like, okay, it's early in the game. Okay, get back to what we need to do on both ends of the floor and executing it. And things were too easy. JJ talked about we're taking quick shots. We weren't kind of moving the ball, which is is what we do when we're at our best. We just hung in there. I know I'd go into the timeout, they're going, we're good. Yeah, okay, good, let's go. Let's play a little harder, a little smarter, and get this thing going, and we did.
Coach, real quick for me, Kennedy Burke's defense tonight, particularly on Alyssa Thomas and Satu, any switch, just your thoughts on how she defended tonight?
Oh, she was great. Huge. Great. Her defense continues to get better and better. We know she's a great offensive player, and she's got a lot of confidence, and we have a lot of confidence in her. But defensively, she's so versatile. We like the big lineup. I mean, we went a little smaller tonight, but she can guard, big fives, she can guard smaller guards, and she's committing to it, and it's great to see.
One for Coach and one for JJ. First, Coach, Sabrina Ionescu tonight had 8 assists. She now has the 5th most games of 8 assists since her debut in 2020. In the top 5 are Courtney Vandersloot and Natasha Cloud, who you've had the opportunity to coach. What are some traits that you've seen that make Sabrina one of the game's great facilitators?
Yeah, I mean, she's always been great at this. I mean, her greatness just continues to grow with what she's able to do. And we know she can shoot the ball. You see what, the range that she has, but putting her in the pick and roll, the vision, the backdoor passes to Stewie, the great little bounce passes to JJ. She just, not all players are great passers, and there's some elite ones, and I've coached some great ones in Diana Taurasi, and Sabrina's right up there. I just think with their court vision and just finding finding people for easy shots says a lot about her game and how she continues to expand it.
And to JJ, you've been here in New York for a relatively short time, but in that time you are now currently top 10 in Liberty offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, overall rebounds, and blocks, and a finals MVP. So for you to kind of create that legacy in such a time, how was it for you?
I mean, just coming here, I wanted to make an impact. And I understood that, I was going to be able to play with great players. And, I'm just happy to be able to do that and say that we got a championship, but obviously we're not satisfied, and we understand that it's a new year, but I'm really happy so far with how my career has been in New York.
Sandy, could you speak on the crowd today and how important and how big of a part they played when you guys were down early?
Yeah, they play a big part every game. But they're just so loud, and they get so excited. We're making runs, we're making big shots, and the energy that they bring, and it helps the players. I'm sure they can feel it and gets everyone kind of going. And, that matters. We talk about that's the benefit you have, and that's why we'd love to get home court advantage, and that's why we won probably the final last year coming back home.
Hello all, congrats on the win. Two-part question for Coach. One, was everything okay with Isabel Harrison tonight, DMP CD tonight? And what's gone differently in the third quarter for this group? Because since losing by 16 in the third on July 6th against Seattle, you've won 5 in a row with a combined margin of plus 33. So what's gone differently in the third quarter? Have you changed your routine or anything at halftime?
We tweak a few things here and there, and it's just emphasising we haven't been good at the start of the year, and it's the players. Obviously, we didn't start well in the third quarter, but we had a little timeout, had a reset, and we came out and took it to another level. So proud of that, because it is important for us to come out of that locker room. We didn't do it at the start of the game, so hopefully we can have another opportunity tomorrow to be better. In terms of Izzy Harrison, nothing's wrong. It was just a DMP. Would have liked to get her in against Mac, but they were rotating so quickly that it was just hard, because I wanted to get JJ some rhythm too. So and the other matchups were just a little bit harder for her, because they go, DB and Satu and AT. So she'll get an opportunity to play tomorrow, and she'll be ready.
Appreciate your time and insight. Congrats on the win.
Thanks.
Sandy, tough game tonight, shooting-wise at least, from Stewie, but stats will show she found plenty of other ways to contribute. Assists, rebounds, a couple of big blocks. Just what does it say about her that she can still do that when she's struggling? And also, just what do you notice from her mentality when maybe she's not having the best shooting night?
Nothing changes for Stewie. Stewie's going to be the ultimate professional. It's not about how many she scores, it's how she impacts the team. And we all know how much she impacts this team. Defensively, offensively, she can be the point guard and run it. She can, that weak side help defender, just how she changed his shot. While she didn't shoot the ball well, I thought it was very impactful with the game that she played. She'll be a little mad at herself for missing those chippy ones that she rarely misses, but I suppose everyone's human, isn't it? And but 8 rebounds, 5 assists, so she'll bounce back tomorrow. But she's a pro.
Just one for Coach. Just in terms of the end of that, just in terms of the end of just in terms of the end of the first half, that 19-7 run in which you guys went on, just kind of how big was that? And then obviously having that player right there next to you score 29 points, a bunch of big triples, just kind of how much of a game changer was all that?
Yeah, it's a game. It's a 40-minute game. We didn't start the way that we wanted to, but we made some adjustments and some of our schemes, and I think that kind of helped us. We played with a little bit more urgency. And then we started making shots, but defense was creating offense. We're moving the ball a little bit. We're being more intentional with how we wanted to play. And I thought, obviously I put the ball a fair bit in Sabrina's head. I started to play call a little bit so I could put them in their right actions with what we wanted to do. And it was very successful. And, it was on ball, these two on ball, Sabrina putting them in off-ball action as well. And, they did the rest, but the teammates around them are always staying ready because you can't rely on just 2 players. We need everyone doing their job to have success, and it was another great team effort for us.
We'll finish on Zoom with Sasha.
So I have a question for Sab, and then I have 2 questions for JJ. Sab, just talk to me about the importance of the relationship between yourself and JJ as a point guard, shooting guard, and the center. You guys seem to have a lot of synergy, especially in this game. There are a lot of assists between JJ and you, and there are a lot of assists between you and her. So talk to me about the importance of that relationship that you both have that seems to flourishes in these home games. And then JJ, I have 2 questions for you.
For me, that's probably one of the most important relationships that you have to have as a point guard is with your post player. And from the moment that she got here, we've been working on, that synergy and chemistry on the court of finding ways to help one another. And, obviously it doesn't go unnoticed all the assists JJ could be having for me with the screens that she sets. And, her passing ability, that, we all know that. But I'd say for me, obviously, as a guard, like her screens are what get me open. And, in turn, I have to be able to continue to make plays for her coming off that pick and roll. Because she sets those great screens. And so we're continuing to just find ways to continue to kind of grow together in our relationship, being able to read off one another and knowing what she needs at what time. And obviously as a point guard, that's my job. And, I hold myself to a really high standard to make sure that I can play a little part in her success.
And then just for JJ, talk to me about that third the end of third quarter buzzer beater, and then just tell us how you're feeling during your second game back.
Look, I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't realize how much time was on the clock, to be honest with you. And I just heard Sabrina's like, shoot it, Jay. So I'm just like, shoot it. I just let it fly, and it went in, and I got it off in time. So I was happy that I was able to make it. But yeah, I got to be a little bit more aware of the shot clock moving forward. What was the other question? Oh, I feel good. You know, I feel really good. Obviously, I got a little bit more minutes today. Felt a little bit more winded, but that's a part of it. You know, like you can only simulate so much of conditioning and individual workouts and trying to come back from an injury. So for the most part, I feel really good though. Like my ankle isn't bothering me at all.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.